Okay, this is generally the kind of material that I would do for the radio show, the internet, the blog talk radio show. But well, the thing was that this is a review of Romans 13 by Chuck Baldwin and Timothy Baldwin. Do a brief review of it. The thing was that, well, first of all, book reviews have been proven on the text blog. They've been proven to be unsuccessful generally in terms of numbers of hits. The only things that tend to really do well for the most part on the text blog was or have been the horror film reviews. Now the political material, the libertarian, the material that has to do more so with my involvement in the NRA or the Libertarian Party has done well on Blogger or on Blog Talk Radio, but it was when I ordered Romans 13 off the internet. It came out like I think 2011 originally, but I hadn't ordered it until fairly recently. I didn't realize it had been released. But it came to me from I think it came to me from Austin. I believe it came to me from the same company or the same building that does the same office that does InfoWars, if you can believe it. So we got these InfoWars. I got this cool stuff that came with it. So I thought that was, if you go on InfoWars, they'll send, you know, I guess psychedelicism now belongs as much to the right as it does to the left because we have psychedelic InfoWars bumper stickers. Put one of those on. Who's the sponsor? There are two sponsors, right, for all conspiracy theory radio and stuff like that. You got to have Midas Resources. You either have the Survival Food Bank or you have the Invest in Gold. So I got the cool, I got the cool little Invest in Gold flyer from Midas Resources there. Citizens Rulebook, and this is a jury handbook. Chuck Baldwin, you may remember, ran for president in the 2008 elections under the Constitution Party, which is effectively, without being derogatory, I would say that the Constitution Party is fairly described as third-party Christian right. Chuck Baldwin caught my interest at this point. Very much in keeping with positions of Ron Paul. He was endorsed by Ron Paul after the Ron Paul campaign in 2008. Sort of dissolved. He's an interesting guy. I think he's one of two evangelicals that I've been curious about reading for a long time. Well, Chuck Baldwin I've been curious about reading for a long time. Although I think the book may have been mostly written by Timothy Baldwin, his son, is a constitutional lawyer. The other one that I've been wanting to read for a while now, that I've been very curious about, is I'd really like to read this William Lane Craig guy, who's the analytical philosopher teaching at a Christian college that would, go head to head with Christopher Hitchens and Richard Dawkins on the debate circuits. I'd love to read some William Lane Craig. Let's probably get to him next. But it is relevant because I think it has become manifest in our society that in our political sphere, fair bit of persecution against evangelicals and Mormons. that exists in our society. That I would say is clear. There's a fair bit of hatred. Well, yeah, there's a fair bit of division between evangelicals and Mormons that you can see online, but there's also overwhelmingly, you know, speaking of the new atheists, I mean, so evangelicals and Mormons, you know, to a leftist, you know, very often you can just feel the hatred. You can just cut the hatred with a knife. The essential argument of Romans 13, which is made, it's a fairly simple argument, and it's repeated. It's a repetition of the same argument in variation, really. And what it is that he takes basically the argument of the book is, and it's argued through Scripture, is that Christians do not have an obligation to completely submit to a tyrannical government. Yeah, no, I think that from the perspective of the Bible, as far as I understand the Bible, as far as I understand, even whether it's a literalistic interpretation or a parabolic interpretation, you know, I would say that I think the Baldwins win on this one. I think they, you know, submission to government is not a requirement of being a Christian. I mean, this is actually a really relevant and really important book to U.S. politics right now. I mean, it may be published by, you know, a sort of conspiracy-oriented press, but, you know, what you gonna do?